Okay, so for those of you who are trying to figure out how to get it going from Z back to A, I'll take you through the process. I've just set up a program which does the basic Caesar shift again, so I'll quickly go through that. I get a character from the user. I'm not doing a whole multi-letter, like a word Caesar shift in this, by the way. I'm just literally doing it on the basis of one character, because then if you use a loop in your system, you can apply this process to each of the letters in the word that you're wanting to encrypt. So I get them to enter a character. I use the ORD command to get the ASCII value of that character, and I name it a variable called ASCII. So if I enter A, ASCII will equal 65, and I print the ASCII value. Okay, so let's run it that far. Okay, let's enter A, and it says ASCII value 65. It then says how many places to shift it. So I'm asking how many places would you like to move it along in the alphabet. So I'll just go for 1 this time and hope that it goes to B. How many places to shift it? 1. The new ASCII value is 66, because that's 65 plus 1, and then I convert that back into the letter B. The encrypted character is B. So ignore this if statement for now. I asked how many places do you want to shift it. I stored that number as a variable. So that was shift. I then produced a second variable, ASCII shifted, which was the original ASCII value of the character, plus the shift value that they just input, which is an integer. And I print that out, the new ASCII value is, so that's why I got 66. And then down here, I've used the character command, which reverses the process of converting a character to a number. It converts a number back to a character. So if I use the character command on the number 66, it gives me B. So ASCII shifted is the maths that results in the original value having got that number plussed onto it, so like shift by 1, and ASCII shifted then is 65 plus 1, 66, converted back to a character which gave me B when I printed it out. So I'll just run one more test. I'll do something else. Enter a character E. How many places to shift it to? So E got value 69 for ASCII, so it became 71, which is G. Okay, so this works perfectly until you overrun the end of the alphabet. For example, Z. I'll take away this if statement first and run it again. Okay, Z shifted by 1 gives me left square bracket. But the Caesar cipher, as it says in the instructions, should treat a shift of 1 from Z as going back to the beginning of the alphabet, so Z becomes A. If you shifted 2, then Z would become B. So what do you have to do? Well, that's where a little bit of maths gets involved, and that's to do with knowing that A is at position 65 in the ASCII character set. And Z is at position 90. Look, we can see that from this program here. When I entered Z, it told me the value was 90. So I don't want Z shifted by 1 to go to 91, because that's the left square bracket. I want it to go back to 65. So what I want to do is I want to say, if the number is bigger than 90, which is the last letter of the alphabet in ASCII, in capital letter ASCII, if it goes to 91, go to 65. So that's what I've done in this if statement here. I've said if the value after shifting is greater than 90, make it instead equal to 64 plus the value minus 90. Okay, so if the value was 91, 91 minus 90 is 1. 64 plus that is 65, and that's the value of the A character. So you need to wrap around from the number 90 back to the number 65. And this works for any number of shifts. Okay, so if I enter Z and I say shift 5 times, it will say that's 95. It will do the maths, and it will get E. 64 plus 5 gets you 69, and I think that's the character for E. Okay, so that's how you do it, but you're going to have to incorporate that bit of maths in that if statement there into a loop, which does this for every character in the string that you want to convert to cipher.